Hello, how are you?
Good, I'm doing great. It's 6 a.m. here. It is so early.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm so happy to see you guys here. Thank you for joining. Is it your first time at dillbill?
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So we have 40 minutes to go, and I wanted to go ahead and get started. I am here having my morning coffee as well, so I'll be sipping on that as I talk to you guys. So today's topic is going to be about traveling. I love the topic, but before we go ahead and get started with that, I wanted you guys to introduce yourselves a little bit so that I can get to know you better. Ayda, would you like to start?
I didn't understand the last word.
No worries. I just thought that before we get started with the actual topic, why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves so that I can get to know you?
Okay.
Awesome. Would you like to start, Sayda?
Yeah, of course it's possible.
Yeah, go ahead.
You already know my name. I am Saida. I am 22 years old, and I am from Azerbaijan, but I live in Turkey for my education. I study in here for my master degree in Anadolu University, and my profession is tourism and hospitality. That's why today's topic is really interesting for me.
Awesome. Awesome. I did summer school for a month in Turkey. I went to the University of Ege in Izmir, and I was there for, yeah, I loved it. I love Turkey. Awesome. What about you, Solmaz?
Okay, hello, my name is Solmaz. I'm 19 years old. I study at Ayda University. My faculty is Public Affairs. Today I joined because I also love traveling, and also I wanted to speak to you face to face because you are so interesting person for me.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I feel the same way. A lot of people tell me, they're like, oh, you know, I follow you on Instagram. I want to meet you in person. I feel the same way about the people that follow me, but I don't want to follow them on Instagram because I think it's creepy because like they're going to be like, oh my God, why is she following me? You know? But I always wonder, who are these people? Like, who is this person? You know, like, why did they follow me? What do they look like? You know, what's their life like? So that's awesome. Great. I'm happy that you guys are both interested in the topic that we have going on today. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the first question. And my first question is, do you enjoy traveling? It looks like you do, but I wanted to change the question a little bit, as in, do you enjoy the logistics of traveling, as in like going to the airport, going through the security check, heading to your gate, waiting to be boarded to the flight? Do you enjoy that part of traveling? Say that you can start with that.
Just I lost internet connection. That's why I didn't understand some words again.
No problem. So, you know, my first question is going to be, do you enjoy traveling? But I specifically want to ask, do you enjoy that part of traveling where you have to go to the airport and you have to go through the security check, and then you have to head to your gate, wait to be boarded to your flight? Like those really, you know, annoying parts of traveling. Do you enjoy that part?
I think nobody enjoyed this.
Right.
Because of that, it's really the boring procedure, I think, and yeah, that's all. I think I don't have other opinions about it.
Right. But are you willing to do that so that you can travel more?
Just I travel to the Turkey, Azerbaijan, Turkey, and it repeat again.
Got it. It's one flight. So I do agree that it's really boring. The entire process, right, of leaving your home and getting to like the end-to-end process of traveling can be really boring, but once you get to your destination, then you can start enjoying yourself. Solmaz, what about you? What do you think about that part of traveling?
Okay, for me it's also so boring process to wait there, and you know there are many people, they have different cultures, and sometimes their actions may be so awkward for you sometimes, yes. And also you have a lot of luggage and it's also hard to carry all the time. Therefore I mostly prefer to have like so few hours to stay like between flights. Sometimes you have to take 2 flights or 3. Therefore, yes, like this.
You try and keep that layover as short as possible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Salda, have you, sorry, I called you Salda instead of Saida because it's 6 a.m. here. Saida, have you ever encountered people that act weird at the airport, or they're really slow at the security check?
No, I don't remember now.
Okay, no worries. I am going to go ahead and ask you my next question. So what do you love about traveling? Like different people love different things about traveling. What is your thing about it? Saida, would you like to go ahead?
Okay, and I like to visit the cultural places, and actually it's a variable because of the sometimes I need a rest and I want just relaxing, just go someplace and stay alone, maybe like this. But sometimes I really want to walk in the street where I go for the travel. And also sometimes I like to discover some things. Yeah, like this.
I like that. So it really depends on how you feel, depends on what you want to do, right? Sometimes we just want to go to an all-inclusive resort and just be stuck in the hotel, right? Eat and relax by the pool and not be disturbed by the traffic, like the tourist traffic of the downtown hustle and bustle. What about you, Solmaz? What is your thing about traveling?
Okay, I love traveling because it's something new. Like we live in a monotonous style, and when we travel somewhere, it's like something changing in our life. Mostly, I have difficulties about leaving my comfort zone. Therefore, when I travel somewhere, I mostly avoid going somewhere, going to explore. But I try to change this, like change my style. If I go alone somewhere, I don't explore so much. But if I go with someone, this person encourages me to walk the streets, like explore the museum or parks, yes, around the city.
That's a good point. Actually, that was going to be my next question for traveling, as in, do you like sharing kind of the list of activities with someone that you travel, or do you like to do your own thing when you travel? Like I have a friend who's so into museums, and we were planning a trip together, and she was like, hey, let's go to like 45 museums. And I was like, this is not going to happen because like I'm not into museums. I'm not going to spend like 4 hours at a museum staring at a picture, which I can Google online, right? But I can't appreciate art. But she's really into that. So Saida, do you like traveling with someone and sharing those activities?
Actually, I like because of that. If I travel alone, I just really want to stay. Just maybe the sit down and just eating like this. Like the so much, I don't want to explore something. But if you travel together with the other person, and I try to find something.
Yeah.
In the city.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I think that traveling alone can also be intimidating because you're like, first of all, like I'm in an unknown place. These are unknown surroundings. I don't have anyone to rely on. And you're scared to step out of your apartment to explore, right? But I remember that happened to me when I was in Brazil. I intentionally went there alone. I was like, I'm going to do this alone. You know, I want to do this solo. So I went to Brazil, and the morning after, I woke up and I was scared to walk out of my apartment because, you know, Brazil is known for being a little unsafe, and you can't walk around with your phone in your hand because someone will snatch it. So I couldn't use my phone. So I had to listen to directions on Google Maps. I didn't speak Portuguese, so I had to learn a few sentences in terms of asking for directions and stuff. So yeah, I totally get you, Saida. Let me see what's our next question in queue. Okay, so Mats, this question is going to be for you. So which one would you choose? Adventure, relaxing, or learning type of a travel experience?
Okay, maybe learning and adventure at the same time, because even if you don't intend to learn something when you go somewhere, like you will probably learn many new things because they have different culture, they have different style, lifestyle, and if you go there, you will probably get used to their lifestyle. Therefore, it will be something that you are gonna learn. But at the same time, adventure, because if especially if you go alone by yourself to a new place, it will be adventurous for you because you are gonna decide what you want to do and how you want to live. Yes,
Correct. I don't know what I would choose. I think that I'm somewhere between adventure and learning, or learning and relaxing, because I feel like I do need a little bit of that. But what about you, Saida? Which one would you choose? Adventure, learning, or relaxing?
All of them and at different times, I think. But first, I think I would like to the adventure, because of that I like it.
Yeah.
But not alone, together with the friends, not two. I think that about the 5-6 friends together can travel for the adventure.
Right.
And
yeah, that's
yeah,
great. What kind of adventure would you go on? What kind of an adventure?
For example, I like the hiking or the rafting maybe, or the paragliding also. I really like it. Or just the camping maybe.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, camping is a really good group activity. So I'm someone who claims that they love adventure. Like I am someone, so I love adventure. Like I'll do something extreme and then I'll go and do it and then I will regret it. Like I did skydiving and then I did like paragliding. Would I do it again? No. I went hiking earlier this year. Taylor was like, hey, you know, I know that you like adventure. Let me take you hiking. Am I going to do it again? No. The more adventurous I become, the more I realize that that's not what I enjoy. I just enjoy like the idea of it. So that's also what I wanted to ask Saida. Do you actually enjoy it, or do you enjoy the idea of it?
I really enjoy the action.
The action, okay.
For example, the paragliding, because of that, I really scared of the highly. I don't know.
The heights.
Yeah.
The heights. Yeah.
And until the flying, I really very, very scary. and until the last moment, I said that no, I don't want. But then I really enjoyed, and this year also I wanted again.
That's awesome. Did you do it in Turkey? Turkey has some of the best views.
Yeah, in the Fethiye.
Oh, Fethiye, I love Fethiye. I've been there. I was there. I was there 9 years ago. Yeah, 9 years ago. Like Fethiye, Ephesus, right? Those areas are beautiful. Okay. I feel like you guys are truly adventurous. And my next question is going to be, I want you guys to talk about your last vacation. So, Maz, would you like to go ahead?
Okay, this one is so interesting because this summer I went to Turkey for global volunteering, and this project was in Adana. I was working with special kids. Firstly, I was like, I'm that kind of person who is always doubtful about herself, and I was like, don't do it. You will fail, and you don't know anything about special kids, how you're gonna handle the situations. And then I went, it was in Adana Mavi Rehabilitation Center, and for 1 month and a half I worked there, and I stayed with host family. And during this time we had a holiday, and I went to Izmir, Hatay. We had also conference. It was so different because for the first time I left home by myself, and 1 month and a half I stayed with a family. And there was a girl who is 22 years old, and now we are so close friends. We shared a room, and we both are only child. Therefore, it was so like our dreams came true.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think it's very important to take that first step while you're still in college and do it for the first time, so that you push yourself outside of your comfort zone, and it gives you so much confidence going forward, because now you're like, I've done it before, I can do it again. I've been gone for a month and a half, I can go for a year. That's a great experience. Awesome. Sayda, what about you? What was your last vacation or travel experience?
Okay, actually in this summer I have worked in the 2 different hotels and as a guest relation agent. And during the working also I had traveled, visited to the different places in the Antalya. I have worked in the Alanya site, and my last vacation it was to the Aspendos Theater. It's an antique theater, and it's located in between Side and Antalya.
I see.
Yeah.
Awesome. What did
And
you?
I think.
Go ahead. Yeah.
And I think it's the best acoustic the theater in the world. It's really like this because of that. Maybe you can talk in the one side of the theater, and in the other side the theater, the person can hear you.
Wow. So you have to be really quiet if someone is performing, right?
Yeah.
For sure. That's great. I have to check it out sometime in the future. So my last travel experience was I went to San Francisco. I went to Berkeley and just the Bay Area. I have to tell you guys, I was a little bit disappointed in San Francisco because I was expecting so much more for some reason of the city, but we took a walk in San Francisco for like about an hour and a half in a touristic area. And then the more I saw the city, the more disconnected I felt. I don't know why. I did not enjoy San Francisco, but I did love Berkeley. Berkeley is a small city close to San Francisco. There's a college there called UC Berkeley, and they have really cute little homes. It's like a campus city. They have really cute coffee shops and everything. So I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah. My next question is going to be about some of the future plans that you have for traveling. Solmaz, do you have any future plans regarding where you want to go? I think that you're talking on mute, Solmaz.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No problem.
My future plans. I have a dream country. It's Italy, and I love Italy so much. So I wanna go there for exchange or for master. But in the future, I wanna live in Italy for some period. Therefore, I study Italian language, and when I was in Turkey, there was a girl who came from Italy. We talked a lot about Italy, and she also enlightened me about Italian culture. And yesterday there was Italian night in Orange Grove, Baku, and I went there. And when there is something about Italy, I'm so much interested. Therefore, I'm trying my best to have a higher GPA to have the chance going to Italy.
That's awesome. How did you kind of develop this desire?
Once my friend went to Italy, and she has come and she brought a gift. It was I don't know how it's called in English, but it's something for keychain or
A keychain, yeah.
Yeah, a keychain, and it was flag of Italy.
Okay.
And then someone asked me, why are you carrying this? And I just lied and said that I want to have a home in Italy. And then I was like, okay, maybe this is maybe this is a sign that I have to follow. And then I searched about Italy so much, and I found that okay, this language is so I'm interested in this language, and I'm interested in these people. Therefore, I thought that I have to follow this way and be an Italian girl. Ragazza, una ragazza italiana.
That's awesome. I've been to Italy multiple times. When I lived in Switzerland and went to college there, I was very close to Milan. So I took a bus ride to Milan. I could take a train to Milan and just spend the weekend there. I have a couple friends that went to college in Italy, and one of my best friends is learning Italian as well. And her sister works for Gucci in Italy. So she lives in Florence. Yeah, that's awesome. Saida, any plans coming up for traveling?
Yeah, I think, and I want to travel to Cuba because of that. Yeah, their dance and the music, I really loved it. And in this year, I planned to learn the salsa, the dance.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I read about the Cuba like that. Then every time in the street there is a music and the dance. Everybody is a good mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. How did you get into salsa? How did you start liking it? Where does it come from?
I don't understand just the question.
No worries. How did you develop a liking for this culture and for the dancing and everything?
And just I like to travel, and for the future life I plan to travel different countries, and I search in the internet a lot of countries' culture, and I came across some in a time, the Cuba. And then I think that every day I watch their dance.
Yeah. I love the dancing culture of Central, South Latin America. I kind of really like that in Brazil as well. Like Brazilians, they're always up for a dance. You're always like, you're going out multiple times a week. There's live music, everyone is dancing. And then also what happened is that when I was there, because the TikTok came out, a lot of the very popular songs have the kind of their own dances that are popular on TikTok. So everyone knows the moves. So when I went out in Brazil, when I was going out, everyone was dancing the exact same way. And I was like, what is going on? How do these people know how to do the exact same thing? I realized they just learned it on TikTok. They do like a version of salsa, but they'll do like a TikTok version of salsa and everyone will dance the same way. So it's really fun. I have never heard, I don't know anyone that has gone to Cuba or has an experience with Cuba. Otherwise, I would share with you my impressions of it. Is Cuba the only place where you plan on going, or do you have any other plans, any other destinations?
Yeah, before the Cuba, in this winter, I have a travel to the Europe. I think it's my first foreign, except the Turkey, for the Christmas, and I think about the Cuba for the summer, the next summer.
That's awesome. Where in Europe are you going?
The Austria.
Oh, you're going to Austria. That's awesome. Yeah, you're gonna see beautiful views, very cute historic buildings. Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know if you guys know Zainab. She's my mentee. We did a video with her. She's in Austria right now. She is doing a program for high school students for a month at a university there. So that's cool. Okay, so my next question is going to be, do you guys travel, do you prefer traveling by bus, train, or airplane? Solmaz, you can go ahead with that.
Okay, the airplane is the one that is comfy, but I wanna stand by my own finance, like in a couple of years. Therefore, most probably, if I wanna go somewhere, I will choose the bus or train. I know that this is so boring because you have to travel for many hours in the same bus, but yeah, I think the one that I can afford is bus or train. But if I go with my finance of my family, yeah, I will choose airplane. But I want to stand on my own finance, so this is so important for me.
Yeah, that's great motivation, Solmaz, from buses to airplanes. A great source of motivation to work for. Saida, what about you? Buses, trains, or airplanes?
Actually, I feel the safety on the plane. I think it's the safest way of the traveling. But the closest place, I think the best way travel is by bus. For me, it's like this because of that. I like to watch the outside of the window.
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, in the Turkey, when I travel, I use the bus for the 8-9 hours.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I like traveling by bus because you get to romanticize your life, you know, you can turn on music. Also, I have a really good tip if you have to travel by bus, and if that's the only thing that you enjoy, like that's the only thing you can afford, I do recommend traveling overnight, because then you can sleep on the bus. And if you don't care for traveling on the bus, you just want to get there, you're using it as a means to an end, then it's great to travel overnight, and then you save all that time, and then the morning after you're at your destination and you've saved so much money. I took a bus from Belo Horizonte to Rio de Janeiro when I was in Brazil, which was great because it was cheap. I saved so much money, but also it was overnight. But if you like to see the views, like Saida mentioned, then it's great because then you get to look out the window and you get to know the city more, or kind of you have a different type of an experience, right? Because you don't see much from the airplane because you're so high up, right? Yeah, I like that. So we have talked about what we hate about airports. Okay, so what do you guys usually do when you have a long wait for the bus, the train, or the airplane? Someone, you can go ahead. What was that?
You mean the bus travel is so long, or?
When you have to wait for your plane, like you're stuck at the airport or you're stuck at the station.
Okay, I remember that I just walked around to explore the shops, but they had so higher prices, and I just bought one book, if I'm not mistaken, or I didn't. And I sat and started reading book. I ate something because I was so hungry, and then I chat with my mom because she was so nervous. How are you? How are you doing it? And then yeah, like this, I just sat down and watched other people. They were sleeping. And yeah. And I remember that when I sat down to drink my coffee, another like other people came and sat on the table I was sitting, and they didn't even ask like if I'm okay with that. And then I was like, okay, so you know, cultures are different. You will have this culture shock a lot of time. Yes.
Yeah, I love people watching at the airports.
Yes.
Yeah, because you get to see so many different types of people. They're dressed differently. Everyone behaves differently. You hear multiple different languages, and you're trying to guess where the person's from and all that. That's exciting. Saida, what about you?
At the airport, I also like to look the process, every side of the process. But when I have to wait for the bus, I really call my friends or my family. Because of that, I study and I go to the different I forgot the word. I do a lot of things. That's why I don't have a lot of time to spend my family or the friends who live in the Azerbaijan. That's why when I have to wait, I call them.
Yeah.
For a little time for the talking.
That's great. Yeah, because if you're traveling for work or for school, you don't get to spend a lot of time with people, right? So you want to take that opportunity to connect with them whenever you can. And I think a long wait at an airport is a great opportunity to do that, right? To connect with people, to call them. Great. Okay, we have a few minutes left until the end of class. We're going to log off in about 6 minutes. I just wanted to see if you guys have any questions for me until the rest of class. So I'll give you guys this opportunity. You can do a little Q&A.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Okay. Right now, I'm 19 years old and I still don't know what I'm gonna do in the future. Can you give a brief information about education and job orientation? Do they have connection or not so much?
Yeah, I think that what really determines what we do in the future is more so our personality and more so who we are rather than what we do at school. So for example, I studied hospitality management, right? I studied business administration and hospitality management. But I think that I got to where I am now more so for my soft skills, for who I am as a person, how I'm able to connect with people. And I think that, you know, in our culture, we have this really huge expectation in terms of you have to become what you have studied. For example, if you have studied computer science, you have to become a software developer, you have to become an engineer. But I think here the culture is a little bit more fluid. A lot of people that study computer science don't end up become engineers. They end up becoming, for example, something else. They end up becoming product managers. They go into other roles. And I think that it's important to allow yourself that flexibility to say, hey, I'm studying public relations right now, and I'm not sure where I'm going to end up down the road in like 10 years from now, but I'm going to figure it out, as in I'll take my first job and then I'll see where that takes me. But don't chain, I'd say do not chain yourself to a career path just because you studied that. And I think that going to school is great and is important, but it is more of a kind of personal development item that we have on our resumes. You know, unless of course you're studying to become a dentist, you can't just become a cardiologist, right? You have to follow through. But in other areas, I think we have a lot more flexibility. Everywhere other than medicine, we have flexibility. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Sayda, do you have any questions?
I think you could test my the speaking level, and I want to join your dillbill.com, you know, your the conversation club. I want to join, but I don't know how I can join. Because of that, I need your recommend for the how many the lesson I have to join in a week.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are you learning English for?
For my future career, because of that I want to study my the next level, my education in Switzerland.
Oh, that's
and yeah, like the customer relations management. That's why I think now I have 2 years, and I can I read and I understand all of the text, and I can listening, but I can't speak a lot.
yeah.
Because of the sometimes I forget the words
Yeah.
or the phrase like this.
Yeah, I think that speaking is definitely a habit. It's not really a skill, it's a habit. And what I usually recommend to people that are struggling with speaking is you want to start by having at least 3 classes per week until you get to that point where it becomes a habit. And then you want to downgrade to twice a week to maintain it. Right. So it takes about maybe like 60 lessons for something to become a habit, for something to truly be ingrained in our minds. Correct. So what I'm going to do is, in terms of you guys' levels and recommendations, I'm going to take notes, and then my team is going to send you the notes about kind of your level and where your struggles are and what my recommendations would be. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you guys the notes. All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining the class. I was so happy to have met you in person. And then I will be in touch with you.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Take care.
You
One
too.
minute.
Bye.
Can we
Yeah,
take a picture?
yeah, absolutely. Let's take a picture.
Like screenshot or with phone?
Phone, anything that works for you guys.
Okay, I'm gonna take and you
Yeah.
can post.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. I'll take one more for us. Great. Thank you guys for joining. Take care, and I'll be in touch with you.
Take care.
Have a good
You
rest of the
too.
day. Bye.
Have a nice day. Bye.